Kumite, 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 kumite. Welcome, guys, to a found footage.
Found footage.
Batman vs. Superman. Dawn of Justice. There's bound to happen, right?
Close.
So let's introduce beer first. Drink it first, and then. This is the first peach ale by Blue Moon, guys. Ooh,
it's an early spring release. It's really good. I like this.
This one's one of the better Blue Moons I've had. The seasonals are always a little weird, but this one's pretty good actually.
Yeah, some of them are they're very hit or miss. This one's really good.
Definitely.
Horchata.
You can tell who our favorite characters in the movie were right here. Boom! Look at this. School France style. Sarah cast. We'll do the how we use on the actual ones.
No, we're getting into this. Let me get this out because I have.
So just so you know what we're gonna do, guys. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a spoiler-free version with the review. With it, sorry, I'm burping.
Basically, we'll give you a little signal when we're starting to do the spoilers or something.
Yes.
We'll turn it off now.
Well, what we should do is just do the whole review first, and then put the spoilers after that.
That's what I'm saying. Like we'll do the non-spoiler one first, and then we'll say, "Heck, okay, now we're going to spoilers." I got a feeling
the rest of it will be spoilers.
The spoiler review is going to be a lot longer than the regular review. I think.
I have a feeling. So Matt, what do you think?
So
let's get the premise first.
Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Do you have a premise for this? Do you want me to do
okay. So basically, this is directly after
almost directly after
of the Superman Man of Steel movie. Which,
by the way, we gave our highest rating.
Probably our highest rating ever out of all our things we've reviewed. We shouldn't have, by the way. We shouldn't have. But we've become wiser. We've become wiser now, I think. And so basically, it starts off by kind of showing how Bruce Wayne dealt with what happened. Then it jumps into the plot of the movie. Which is
a good setup for the Bruce Wayne / Batman character. Bruce Wayne being the alter ego of Batman,
played by Ben Affleck.
Affleck. It's Ben Affleck, actually.
Ben Affleck. That's his couple name with himself.
Because that's who he's with.
He's in love with himself.
And this movie shows because he also directed this movie.
This one? Yeah. So Zack Snyder directed it.
I thought he produced it.
No, I think Zack Snyder directed this one. Worse. Ben Affleck might direct the solo movie. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in the next one. Okay, so basically the premise was these two guys have a problem with each other, and if you got a problem, I'll solve it. Check out the beat while my DJ.
Well, and they're from basically neighboring cities that are shown to be across the river.
Yeah, which is not true in canon or anything.
No.
No. Gotham is New York City analog, and Metropolis, I believe, is Chicago, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, some people think it's the opposite, but it's
no. Gotham is New York City.
I know that. Okay, but some people think it's the opposite.
Well, they're wrong because New York City is not that nice. Basically, Gotham is like a '70s New York City, like with
yes,
more crime and stuff like that. New York City is a little more anesthetic now.
There was no cameos from Big Belly Burger in this one, though. Sorry.
Well, basically, there was a cameo from Jolly Ranchers, but and Jeep Renegades, by the way. Jeep Renegade, the Jeep of Batman.
Of Renegades.
Of Bruce Wayne. That's what he drives. It's a Jeep Renegade, not like a nice car. Okay. So let's get into
no spoilers.
No spoilers. That's not
spoilers. Someone's like, I didn't know what he drove.
He drove a Jeep Renegade. It's a new one too.
When he put a bat logo on it, was weird.
Oh, jeez. He might as well.
So Matt, this is the beginning of the Batman Superman bromance, right? Guy love between two guys.
And this is tough because there's no spoilers, so it's really tough to go to.
Yeah.
This movie had a darker tone. Like if you're used to a Marvel movie, this is a very much darker tone.
But it was very close to the Man of Steel tone, though. Where it
felt like Man of Steel. I think it felt like he tried to address the things that people had problems with Man of Steel.
Not very well.
Well, he's like, hey, basically the premise of this movie is the people that hated on Man of Steel. Because like, oh, well, you killed a lot of people. So Batman's like, yeah, you killed a lot of people, and now I'm mad at you. It's like,
I'm the voice of the audience.
Yeah, basically that's what it was.
The proletariat speaks. So Batman's basically pissed at Superman because Batman is in Metropolis, and there's a Wayne Tower there, of course. There's Wayne Tower because he's the richest guy ever. And people that are in his tower get killed.
Not many of them, but some of them. His tower gets mashed.
But some of them.
It gets mashed.
The building is destroyed completely. By the Zod Superman fight at the end of Man of Steel.
And the coolest thing I really liked was how it showed it from his perspective. It showed the fight that was going on. He was kind of running through the fight,
and driving around it in this.
Yeah, I actually really liked that.
Jeep Renegade.
It was kind of cool because you thought about the fight in a different way. Like you didn't think about that really until after Man of Steel when people complained about it. You didn't think, oh yeah, he just knocked over like 18 different buildings. No, except for us who during that.
Well, during that we were
I'm saying like a lot of people didn't really think about that until after the movie was over.
It's man versus God.
Even us, I don't think until after the movie was over, like. That was he destroyed a lot of buildings. You didn't really feel it from that perspective until you saw him trying to get to a Wayne Enterprise to do something. I don't know what he's trying to do, but
he saw the fighting going. He was trying to.
I'm going to save the 10,000 people that work there.
Because he's still Batman inside, even when he's wearing the suit.
Why is your thing not in Gotham? But this is a subsidiary building.
Yeah, he breaks out. Exactly, he breaks out.
No. Shut up.
So Lex Luthor's in this, but he's Lex Luthor's son, as is premised at the beginning of the movie.
Okay, I didn't understand that part.
So it's not a spoiler.
I wondered if it was Lionel. Like Lionel was supposed to be his dad. Right. He said something about his dad, and I was
he says my father is the one whose name is on the sign.
Okay,
it's like in the beginning of the movie.
All right, that makes sense. And his dad should have been played by Bryan Cranston. Obviously, it should have been.
Or brought Kevin Spacey back.
I would actually take that. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that later.
So how did the movie feel to you? How about that? Because we can't really talk much about it without spoiling stuff.
Okay,
a lot of stuff
I feel like there was so much that could have been accomplished in this movie, and he put too much crap into it. Like there's just so much stuff.
See, I feel that way, but I felt that too much was accomplished because he was like this and then this and then this. And then set this up.
Yeah, but I felt like he didn't resolve a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I felt like. I was like, he put so much into the movie. I'm like, oh, that could have been really cool. This could have been really cool. Then he never finished any of that. I'm like, oh, okay. And like the big spoiler reveal at the end was, I kind of saw coming, but I was like, I was like, why would that doesn't make any sense? There's no correct motivation behind it. And so it really kind of left me with a little bit of sour taste in my mouth. Now, I'm not saying I didn't like the movie. I don't think it was a terrible movie. I think there was a lot of parts that could have been.
So you wouldn't say that it's a hot bag of garbage?
It was not a hot bag of garbage. I wouldn't say that mainly because of Ben Affleck acting the crap out of the screen.
Ben Affleck, yeah.
Acting the crap out of that screen, okay? He was doing everything he could.
He's the best Daredevil I've seen ever.
He might be the best Batman right now. And I'm gonna go on a limb and say that. Just him acting it.
I'm gonna completely disagree.
We'll get to the spoiler part in a minute. I can't really talk about this. And no, I think we agree on a lot of stuff, but I agree the way he dealt with it and he dealt with his part. That's why I know he didn't direct this, because he would have done a lot better job with Batman's motivations. I think he would have actually studied Batman's motivations and done it correctly.
He would have thrown batarangs. Like at walls and stuff.
He would have been a halfway decent detective. Instead of the worst detective of all time.
This is why I didn't like him.
Worst detective. Also, Wonder Woman. I really enjoyed Wonder Woman. I really liked when she
Hans Zimmer's theme song from Wonder Woman.
The theme. That's what I said. Great. When the theme came out, I was like, great. I was ready for that Wonder Woman movie right there.
Fucking great.
I was like, that's amazing. That's a great song, and I was ready for it. I'm like, let's do this. Wonder Woman.
That's actually what got me solidified in wanting to watch this, was hearing her theme, and I was like, that's a great theme.
Yeah, it was awesome. A great theme.
I agree. They played it 17 times, and it was great every time.
I was good with it. I was
great every time.
Yeah, and she was badass, and she was a different character from the other two.
I was so surprised that, especially because she's like this twiggy girl when they show her them. It's like, this is not Wonder Woman. Like, Wonder Woman's the princess of power. Like, just this huge, like, just Amazonian.
She's Amazonian. So she's tall. She's
but she acted the heck out of that role,
and she really had a lot of
Gal Gadot.
I think it is. Okay, yeah. She had a lot of presence, and I really liked it. There's a lot of. On the other hand, there's a lot of actors.
Said like, "Oh, I didn't like." I'm like, "No, she was the best."
Yeah. There's a lot of actors in the movie that were wasted. Lawrence Fishburne, Diane Lane. What was the point of Diane Lane?
I honestly even think that Amy Fisher or
Amy Adams
was Amy Fisher.
Might as well have been Amy Fisher. Yeah,
it was also wasted. Amy Adams was also. I was thinking Fishburne. Sorry.
And Jimmy Olsen was in the movie for the Jimmy Olsen.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in the spoiler. I saw that too, and I was like, "What? What? What?"
Well, I really can't go into more of this without.
Okay, so the action for this was great.
Okay,
I thought that they had some strange character setup. This movie felt like 3 different movies to me. It felt like a prequel to Dawn of Justice. It felt like a sci-fantasy movie, not like
and it felt
superhero, like science fantasy.
Like a really
almost.
slow C-SPAN episode where
it felt like a weird Dune thing, and then it was like an action movie.
And then they had the really slow C-SPAN episode where they were talking about.
I almost fell asleep during that part.
It's like, what is this?
I was tired, and I was just.
I don't care about any of this.
I'm like doing the eye closed thing. I'm like, whoa, I cannot do because I went to a 10 a.m. showing on Saturday because I wanted to get home and hang out with my family.
We did a noon showing. So.
Yeah, and so I'm sitting there. I'm just like. Oh, please, something happened. Something happened. The pacing and the editing was atrocious in this movie. Atrocious. Not even bad. Atrocious.
I agree. Like there was parts that are like they could have cut out 30 minutes of this, made it a shorter movie, and made it a better movie.
And made some the other stuff. The worst part is the other stuff that was in there wasn't bad stuff. It just wasn't needed for that movie.
Yeah, and it was just drawn out like Kathy, like he needed to make this movie longer. This wasn't a movie that was 60 minutes and he needed to make 90 minutes. This is a 2.5 hour movie that felt like it was 4 hours because
felt so long. When I got it, I looked at my phone for like 15 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck? What is it? Did I go back
still
in time?
Going on.
Yeah, what is I feel like it should be like 4 p.m. right now, and it's only 1 p.m.
You felt tired, like you got jet lag or something. Yeah. At the end of it,
and that kind of is going to bring down my score. I think is what brings down my score a little more than I would have. Because I actually had in my head after I saw it, I had a score in my head this one, and then I was like, okay, let's move on.
What brings down the score more for me is the underused people that some of the acting could have been good, but they gave them so little to work with that it was garbage.
You wish you had Jor-El in this one,
Lawrence Fishburne in particular.
You wish there was Jor-El
and Michael Shannon, dead Michael Shannon. Why?
I'm in the movie too.
Why even show him?
Why?
Okay,
sure.
Brutal.
Sure.
That's kind of spoiler because that was actually.
By the way, have you seen the deleted scenes from?
I haven't seen this deleted scene. I heard about it.
I
don't care. I don't want to buy this movie. Because of that. Because I don't want to see the deleted scenes. I don't want to see either they could have made this movie better and they didn't, or they could have somehow this movie was longer. How? How is this movie longer?
Supposedly they cut 30 minutes out of it.
How?
30 minutes.
Where?
Out of this movie.
They might as well just made it like The Hobbit, made it like 4 movies. It was so long. There
was so much going on that it was so confusing, and that it just people hallucinating.
The worst part was the main theme of this movie that we've all been hyped up for.
And by the way, people hallucinating, but also a vision possibly
of stupid vision.
We'll go over that in the spoilers.
But also, that's the main part of this movie, and you kind of know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say it. The main part of this movie that was supposed to happen was the shortest part of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the part that you were waiting for was nothing. It was contrived, and it didn't make any sense why it happened. Yeah. Like, I was like, you're killing me. I wanted this movie to be so good.
Another.
These guys look great, by the way. The costuming, fantastic.
The Batman costume looked like it was ripped from the comics.
Good.
Ripped from the comics.
So good. Superman.
Gal Gadot's costume was great,
too. I am a huge fan of Henry Cavill's Superman because I like Superman being jacked. He's Superman. He's full of power. Like, Christopher Reeves is a great actor, but he's like, he's like Kermit the Frog to me. He's like Kermit the Frog in a Superman outfit. Whereas freaking Henry Cavill looks like the comics. Like, he was ripped off of a page of comics. Which, in some pieces, was actually kind of bad. It was detriment to it. But for the most part, I liked it a lot.
That's the thing about Zack Snyder, though. Like, he made just screw the pooch with the story, but like he will get that costuming and those sets looking good.
He is great at making a comic book movie.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I said. Watchmen is one of my favorite
watching a comic book. And we're going to talk about that because there's so many spots in this that I felt Watchmen. Like I was like,
one of us died tonight.
I was like, hey, it's Dr. Manhattan. I mean Superman.
Somebody knows why.
It's Dr. Super Manhattan.
It's like that Rorschach versus Manhattan that you always wanted to see.
Yeah, that's what it basically was for a lot of them. Like, I don't... Except Rorschach sort of won, spoiler? I don't know. Like, I don't... It's so weird.
Nobody won.
Yeah.
You know who lost? Us.
Yeah. Okay, let's do our review and then we'll go into the spoiler part.
Oh, no, wait. I want to say ham-handed cameos was another thing that I did not like. They were just like, hey, by the way, there's a guy.
Yeah, we'll talk about the spoilers.
Here's a guy.
We'll talk about the spoilers, but yes, I agree.
The general portion.
And Merman, of course.
Merman. The camera.
Oh, I hate that. I hate it so much.
Okay. Let's hear I want to hear what your final thoughts.
I'm gonna go. I didn't hate this movie, although I'm spilling out hate right now because there's a lot of pieces I remember that I was so mad about at the end of it. Like, there's parts I kept looking at Jess and I think she's getting mad at me because I was laughing. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, there's so many good scenes that were counteracted with so many terrible scenes that it really, it was like a boner confusion in theater. Yeah.
Like, no. Orc-like.
I got this.
Orc-like.
Nope.
Orc-like.
Sad boner now. I give it a low like it, though, because I would probably watch it again. I really kind of want to watch it one more time just to see what I missed.
I'm going to watch it, actually, with Jamie, because she didn't get to watch it, so I mean, down, I'm going to watch it legally.
You're going to do the penis and the popcorn, obviously, when you do it, though. I hope. I'm going to give it a low like it. And it's tough because it could have been worse. It could have been mediocre at best. It really feels like it is. But I'm only giving it that because I think Ben Affleck was great. I want to see the solo movie that he could do. I really feel like there was a solo movie in this for Batman that was much better than the Superman versus Batman movie. That's kind of how I felt at the end. Low like it. What do you got?
It's funny because we're like... our reviews are probably exactly the same as for one large feature, which was Ben Affleck. Okay, I thought he was terrible as Batman.
All right, okay.
He was a terrible detective.
All right.
Besides having the voice modulator, he was not a great Batman. Like his stuntman was awesome. Well, in the fight scenes.
We will get into this in the spoilers.
He was a great Bruce Wayne, though. He was a really good Bruce Wayne.
All right.
I thought he was a very good Cad, but that's the thing. He's just playing himself. He's a rich guy. We get you're rich. Like, you're not really acting there. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio winning an Oscar for The Revenant.
I hate that. I hate they tried to make
starving himself, and
they made the Playboy like he had a chick in his bed once. Like, he's a Playboy. See, he's got a chick in his bed.
And it's like a chick they don't even show her face for. They're just like, here's part of her rump.
Yeah,
that's it. Some buns.
So obviously he's a Playboy. He's got a chick in his bed.
There's like a little bit of buns, and that's it.
And he gets up and he kind of ignores her. So obviously he's a Playboy.
This movie was not a full movie to me. It felt like there was just too many things.
It felt like three movies that were put together but never finished.
Not edited correctly. The editing is what threw me off and what makes me say mediocre at best. Okay. I could not.
It's tough.
I was thinking like it when I came out. I was like, I did like it. I did like the movie, but it wasn't great. It was really badly done, and I don't know if that's. Ultimately, it falls on Zack Snyder's shoulders.
I blame that 100% on Zack Snyder, but. Yeah.
Ultimately, it falls on his shoulders, but whoever he hired as editor was bad.
But that's kind of weird because you like The Watchmen a lot better than I did.
I love The Watchmen because it was very close to the comic.
Yeah, you like The Watchmen a lot better than I did, and Zack Snyder... By the way, Zack Snyder's first feature film, do you remember what that was?
300?
He wrote this, too. Sucker Punch.
That was his first... No, that came after The Watchmen.
No, it didn't. Sucker Punch came before it. He wrote, and it was the one he wrote. And he wrote it. He wrote Sucker Punch. So remember how bad that was? I felt Sucker Punch in this. I was like, there's so much like.
Well, you still like it.
Like Sucker Punch made no sense. If you watch Sucker Punch, you're just it's just cool scenes that don't make any sense or pay off at all.
Let's get to the spoilers so we don't make this go too
long. So 19 minutes, that was good. Okay.
So guys, this is the end of the regular review.
So if you
have not seen it yet, turn it off now.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll give you 5 seconds. We won't give you 5 seconds. We're just going to go.
Rub our nipples for 5 seconds.
Spoilers.
Rub your nipples.
Doomsday. No Solomon Grundy.
Born on Monday, died on Tuesday.
I still wish Solomon Grundy. By the way, I would have loved this movie better if Solomon Grundy was the...
I would have given it the highest rating.
I would have made a new rating for it.
Badass movie. I would have this is an astronomically good movie.
It would have been Solomon Grundy, Born on Monday.
Rub his nipples. Rub his nipples. So let's go to spoilers, Matt, because this movie needs to be spoiled completely.
Okay, so there is... I don't even know where to start. First of all...
Let's start at the beginning.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the first thing I hated in this movie. It was when Batman's Bruce Wayne's running... No, it wasn't, because he wasn't there yet. Bruce Wayne's running up on this building, and the dude who got his legs broken, chopped off... No! It's like 9/11 Smokey there, and he goes, Bruce Wayne, over here! How the hell could you see him? And then how did you recognize it was Bruce Wayne?
There is
garbage.
There's at least 2 to 3 people that are clairvoyant.
Yeah.
That are not just not just like, oh, I saw him slightly. These people are fucking precogs.
Like, the dude, Bruce Wayne's 50 feet away in smoky, broken ass Metropolis, and he goes, Bruce Wayne, over here! And like, no. I actually went to Jess. I think I said no. Like, ridiculous. I'm like, that's stupid. Why that's stupid?
I saw the movie by myself, and I was doing this all the time. So I was like,
I kind of wish I saw it by myself. There was only like 5 people in the theater, and we had this dude behind us. There's a dude behind us wearing a pink cowboy hat, a pink shirt, pink suspenders, and pink pants.
I had a person behind me that was laughing.
I was like,
laughing at the best inappropriate times, and I was just like, thank you for sitting behind me. I appreciate that.
I was too, and I was trying not to. But
the person behind me was laughing because their brain was dying.
Yeah,
and I brain. I understood this, and I was like, this is
like your synapses are firing for the final time. Like you're turning into the Joker at this time.
Yeah. Like this is why the Joker exists.
Like Lex Luthor turning into the Joker, sort of. Like he was trying to be Heath Ledger / Gene Hackman at the same time.
If men won't kill God, the devil will do it.
Oh, this one, you should not fight him.
Asperger's. I put Asperger's Luther as one of my notes.
Asperger's.
Because he literally had 0 charisma. Like his zero, like if he was a D&D character, 0 would be his charisma score. No charisma.
I tried to like Lex Luthor. I tried to like him because there's small parts that reminded me of very much of Gene Hackman. I kind of like had a good nostalgic feeling to it.
You know what? That made me hate him more because fuck Gene Hackman. Fuck him.
I really like the Granny's Peach Tea spot. Where like she looks down and she sees it and she goes, oh shit, like he's like, oh well, I could sell you some piss and call it Granny's Peach Tea, and then she's at her desk, she's doing the stupid Senate hearing. That was the only good part of the Senate hearing. Oh no, that second
I was already phoned out on that.
And then she looks down and she goes like this. The other good part of that, which I love for some reason, was when everyone is dying in that building and Superman's just like, fuck.
Yeah, no, I did like that. That was a good part.
He's just like,
fuck. Well, we're fucked.
He's sitting there like, well, I'm not going to die. Everyone else is dying, though.
Poison. Sucks. It sucks. It really sucks to you guys.
There's just flame shooting around. Like,
and like, he could have, like, Super Speed, he probably could have got some of those people out. For the record. He probably could have saved some of
I also like how he's like, I should have seen that, because he sees everything.
He's X-ray vision!
Well, no, because he can hear fucking Lois scream from 5,000 miles away and pick her up.
Okay, let's unpack Lois real quick. First off, Amy Adams looking sweet in that bathtub scene.
I was loving that bathtub scene. Like, I was like, holy shit. And actually, when Clark gets in the tub, I was like, this is very romantic. Jess is like, I felt very, like, I felt feelings. Like, she's like, I felt feelings.
First year, Jess was turned on by that scene.
Well, you know what? I was too. I was like, that's kind of hot,
Did she want Henry Cavill to take her to Pound Town?
I think she digs Henry Cavill a lot, actually.
And you're like Amy Adams to give both.
Well, he also has an English accent, so, I mean, the dude is... he looks like that in an English accent. I cannot compete with that.
He is legit.
I have a Syracuse / Brooklyn accent.
I got a Superman hoodie. Like, oh.
Yeah. I can't compete with that. I have fur on my back.
Let's unpack Amy. Let's unpack everything she was in there. So she just...
Like, her character didn't make any goddamn sense.
She was a precog. Like, first off, like, that one scene where...
Well, she starts off going... She's, like, interviewing some warlord... For some reason.
With Jimmy Olsen, by the way, who is shot in the head.
The actual Jimmy Olsen from the Supergirl, but he was playing a CIA agent?
Shot in the head.
And he's taking pictures, but got shot through the camera because it was so cool looking.
Shot in the head. Plus, he has a tracker, the biggest fucking tracker you've ever seen. Inside is a 35 millimeter film camera,
from like the 50s,
which nobody uses 35 millimeter in the last 10 years.
Like there's film in this camera.
Why? That whole scene was like, what? Zack Snyder, were you in like a vault? Why do you not know that 35 millimeter film was not used anymore?
At the end of this, somehow Superman saves her. Also says that he doesn't kill anyone. Definitely killed that dude.
He murdered that dude.
That dude was dead.
He threw him through at least 2 walls.
Like you could see
were concrete
one wall, cinder block walls.
One cinder block brick wall. Like it's not
dead.
And then another.
Like you're dead. That's how you die.
Like go. If you don't believe us, guys, go up to a brick wall and just punch it real hard, real quick.
And then imagine your whole body going through that at 1,000 miles per hour.
Keep punching the wall until you go through it. If you go through the wall, you'll be dead.
Your hand will not be a hand anymore. Yeah, and you'll have bled out.
So think about that, but with one shot, and your body going through 2 of those walls.
He used him as when you're
I didn't kill those
when you're karate chopping like ice blocks when you're like a 5th degree black belt. But he did that to this guy.
With a dude's body. With a man's head.
He's dead.
With a man's... And I watched the scene, I'm like, oh, he's gonna heat vision his gun or something.
But then they're setting up that Superman killed those people. Everyone else got shot.
With a gun, Superman's like, gotta stop. Gun. Like Superman comes back and says like, hold on.
Like, with a gun. And then somehow Lois, nobody else gets this bullet. Lois somehow gets this bullet. And I'm like, this is garbage.
Because she's a precog match. She saw this coming and she picked it up.
I'm like, this is making me angry.
By the way, the first thing you think when you get saved from imminent death is, I gotta pick up a shell casing.
So she's, we just unpack Lois. I'm not even we'll get into the rest of her in a minute. Let's go into the Daily Planet, which was the worst place of all time. I can't stand this. Perry White is the head. He's the editor. And he's just assigning people stuff like they don't have an assignment. He goes over to Clark and goes, yo, sports today. He's like, here's the headline. Big team loses game or something like that. I'm like, first of all, you don't make the headline. That's what the sports guy does. Also, there's a sports guy.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is Clark doing? Like, Clark's just some loser that you just give stuff to all the time? Like, he can't even think of his own headline?
Also, it plays off like he's either very into the play that... Because he's seen Superman... before, up close, like this close.
Yeah.
And he's like, Clark Kent, he's a different guy. Get on the start of the Superman thing.
Okay. Henry Cavill walked through Times Square with a Superman shirt on, nobody recognized him.
No, fuck that bullshit.
But still, I'm
not even walking through Times Square and being in a business.
I'm not even mad about him not recognizing. I'm just mad that this is not how any kind of newspaper runs. And then later in the thing, she goes, oh, I need a helicopter to go over to where the fight is going on.
Fuck was that?
And he's like, we can't even afford a bicycle. And she's like, but I have to get over there. And he's like, okay, take a helicopter. Then you're going to probably get destroyed because there's a fight going on over there. I'm like, you have no money. This is why, okay? This is why you have no nice things, Perry White. But also just Lawrence Fishburne in this, he had nothing to do. And the lines he had, I don't blame
shit out of what he had nothing to do with.
I don't blame I don't blame this on Ben Affleck. I don't blame this on Lawrence Fishburne. I don't even blame him on Dan Lane. They had nothing to do.
Who you blame?
Zack Snyder, 100%. They
had
nothing to do.
I think they're gonna be like Gal Gadot. She's
Zack Snyder went cut. That was great. No, it was not great. That was horrible. All you had to do was ask one person in a newspaper how a newspaper ran, and they would have told you it's like Gotham. My main problem with Gotham, why I couldn't watch it for a year.
You have several assigned sports people.
You don't have a guy. The death sergeant's giving out calls in Gotham. That doesn't happen at all on a police station. That's stupid. That's just dumb. No, you know nothing about a police station, so this is stupid. I don't want to watch it anymore. And that's how I felt about the Daily Planet. I was like, I can't do this. This is killing me.
Zack Snyder's good with source. And this reiterates my point. Zack Snyder's great with source material. His own stuff, bad.
Let's go into just the cinematography with Zack Snyder. Superman flying in midair, Dr. Manhattan style, just watching stuff happen for a minute before he saves people. Because they're trying to show him as this god. That's what they're trying to establish him as this god, larger than life, larger even than a superhero character. He is a god, but they keep showing him just hovering above stuff, and I'm like, okay. First of all, Dr. Manhattan was completely Dr. Manhattan spot, but then second of all, I'm like, save that person now, ass.
Well, in the Senate chambers, as we mentioned earlier, when he's just standing there and like everyone's like the gas is going up. He could have done something. It's like the gas instantaneously filled the room.
And he's like, "Oh, I didn't realize it was happening." Like, could you not smell it with your super senses, or hear it with your super hearing, or see it with your super crazy eyes?
Plus the fact that you literally move like close to the speed of light.
Like, you could have saved at least 4 people. That's all I'm saying. Like, 4 people.
And also in scenarios, Superman has moved much faster than the speed of light.
Also, gone back in time and spun the Earth backwards. You know, he's done a lot of crap. Which would kill everyone, by the way. Don't spin the Earth backwards.
You're that guy that nobody likes. And it would kill us horribly, too.
Yeah, we'd all be dead. If you spun the Earth backwards, we'd all fly into space.
Well, actually, we just
all we'd all hit back on the ground.
We just immediately break our necks, really.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be like flying off the Earth. We don't have time.
But, okay, so...
It suck.
I have a bunch of... I didn't even look at my notes just because I remember all the stuff. It's just from my head. It was killing me. I'm going to go into Ben Affleck's Batman because we had a big difference about this.
And I want to hear
first of all,
you liked him.
Affleck in great shape. Holy crap, man.
I think so is costume.
I don't know, man. His abs look freaking great.
CG.
Throwing tires. And even if it's fake, he looked really cool doing the montage. I like the montage. Well, it's like he's doing the pull-up with the weights and tire on his leg, or the weights on his leg or something.
That stuff kind of turned me off because you could tell his muscles were different than the suit's muscles. And I was like, come on. The Batsuit muscles were like
it's just like a buddy helmet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it reminded me of the buddy helmet from and I hated that name of Batman too. Like,
I feel like it's got to be there to protect him, though. You know, he got shot a bunch of times.
Just put a plate armor there. Like,
I thought his armor looked really cool. I thought it looked awesome.
Yeah, like I said, the costume. My favorite part of the Batman.
The warehouse fight scene. Can you not tell me that was an awesome fight scene? That it felt like
I said again. What I reiterated, his stuntman did an awesome job.
It almost felt like an Arkham Knight scene because that costume kind of looks like Arkham Knight too. He is the worst detective. Numerous occasions he gets foiled, including the espionage mission where Wonder Woman catched him, and then some other chick catched him too. Like, what are you doing in there? He's like, oh, the bathroom.
I was like, I'm done with him. Because also to go in and set this stuff up, he's like, Alfred, help me out. I'm dumb. Like, no, you're the greatest detective, and you know all that. You have gadgets up to your ass.
This is not Ben Affleck's fault, though. This is the writing's fault. Okay?
I know, but I'm just saying that because of that Batman was horrible.
I think Ben Affleck, with the material he had, he did fantastic. He just unfortunately had piss poor material at best. So the Wreck-It murder car chase. Another Batman thing. Okay, he's just, instead of stealthily following this thing, he's just shooting everything and destroying everything in his path to catch this, like, one thing.
Okay, first of all, we need to unpack this Batmobile.
Okay.
That car is bigger than a regulation car. Why would you do that? Stop doing this, guys. Hollywood...
it's smaller than a Tumbler.
Hollywood, stop.
It's smaller than a Tumbler.
Yes, and also much more fragile because they have, like, the wheel assemblies are, like, these thin... Okay.
Well, it didn't get wrecked. Until Superman kicked it.
They need to stop.
So he hit Superman's chin. That was actually kind of cool. It's like, yep, nope.
They need to stop. They need to stop making these giant Batmobiles because, like, how is he going to drive through the street in any time when there's traffic? He can't because he takes up 2 lanes. And I saw it in the movie, but I was like, maybe I was seeing this wrong. But then Conan O'Brien drove the Batmobile in an opening scene.
It's huge,
and it's huge. He's almost up against the median, and his wheel is over the line into the next lane.
It was pretty cool, though. It was
cool.
Awesome. I love it.
But still, the Batmobile was nice, but I was just like,
I like the Batmobile,
this
but
isn't practical.
I just didn't like what he did with it. And also the Bat Wing, just shooting stuff up.
He's
and
like,
he's
like slicing parts off this truck, and someone misses the 2 characters that are protecting.
How did those guys live? Like, I was really confused. I'm like,
I ducked at the appropriate time.
Obviously he killed that guy, and then it like shows him alive. I'm like, nope, that didn't happen. There's no way that guy's still alive. He at least would be knocked out, at the very, very least. But also, why are you just killing everyone?
I remember...
I understand if you want to go darker Batman. I'm actually kind of fine with that as long as you clearly establish his motivations.
But he still says, like, oh, I don't kill people.
But earlier, before this, he's mad at Clark for how many people he killed. Yes. And he's killed more people than Clark in this movie.
In that fight scene, he's murdering people.
They're all dead.
Yeah,
those guys are dead. None of them are alive.
Like, he literally throws a dude off a building.
Yeah, he's dead. That guy's dead. What? He's like, I got better!
Yeah, like,
that doesn't happen.
He lands safely in, like, a bunch of pillows that Batman placed below.
At least maybe if they would have shown something, like he's landing in, like, a garbage truck or something, like, okay, maybe I can assume he's alive.
Or Batman throws a bat parachute on him and throws him off or something. Like, come on.
It was brutally like, okay, I kind of get where you're going, but you're not establishing his motivation correctly at all.
This reiterates I've always thought about Zack Snyder is that he doesn't understand humanity and like how humanity works.
Well, sure.
And human beings.
I agree.
Like he's not a human being. He's possibly an alien.
I don't know how, I don't know how they keep, let's give him another movie. I'm like, he's getting Michael Bayish to me now, where he doesn't make any sense to me. Certainly. And let's also, Batman's dreams are insane. First of all, are you smoking?
We're going to unpack this right now.
Okay.
Because not only were they dreams, Matt, they were fucking visions.
Yeah.
He was having a vision.
Is this an actual vision of the future, or is this a dream?
He was having a vision.
Either way, it was insane. Either you are clairvoyant,
well, you know what these dreams
need to go
were about, right?
Arkham Asylum, yes, because they had the mega symbol and the one thing.
They had the
dark
apocalypse
side.
troops.
Yeah,
the apocalypse
that was
troops.
the dark
Those
side
guys
thing,
with the wings.
Yeah.
They had the Flash, which was kind of awesome. Showing the Flash cameo.
Yeah, but it made no sense. That was the problem with
it. Because you're like, oh, okay, well, he's coming back to warn him about something. But then he's in a dream still and wakes up.
Yeah. So what is it, a dream? I don't know. But I don't care either now because I'm so confused by his first dream that I'm like, why did this even happen?
And also, he starts hallucinating when there's a thing decrypting. What is that a thing?
Sort of. I think he dozed. That was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
But then he had the weirdest hallucination of all time. If I woke up from a vivid dream like that, whatever I ate before, I would never eat again.
Best case scenario, he's got some vivid. He drank some apple juice or something, has some vivid dreams.
I think he took a Percocet or something. Something happened.
Vivid dreams. The worst case scenario, he's psychic in some way,
or he is losing his mind. It's gone. There's something really wrong.
Well, I'm sorry. That would be the best case scenario then. Yes, if he was
maybe he's
crazy.
in Arkham this whole time,
bananas,
and this whole thing is his dream. This whole movie.
Zack Snyder, if this is what happened, please comment on this below. Comment on the link below.
And say, yeah, you were right. And then, we can go viral with this. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Go viral.
But
I'm going to make an account that says Zack Snyder, but with
someone, he was getting mad at Superman basically because of these weird visions. And that's what his motivation was. There was no other motivation for him to be really mad except for the building going down and then these weird dreams that kept pushing him towards Superman being a bad guy.
It's I'm a bad... And then literally come in and be I'm a bad guy.
Yeah, it was Scarecrow shot him with Scarecrow juice and he's like, I'm just mad and angry and scared and I gotta fight. And it's okay, this is not Batman. Batman is the opposite of this. You don't know anything about Batman. Yeah, he's pragmatic. He deals with fear in a rational way.
Because he thinks about it. He's basically Sherlock Holmes that is wearing a bat suit.
And that's
cool gadget.
It was kind of breaking my heart because I'm like, I
thought you said he was a good detective.
No, I did not say he was a detective. I said he was good. Ben Affleck was a good actor in this. I said that what he had was shitty.
Like I said, I thought he did great as Bruce Wayne because he was playing, I'm a caricature of Ben Affleck. And you're like, okay, that makes sense.
The kryptonite story. First of all, how they found random kryptonite, this big chunk of kryptonite. Okay, so am I supposed to assume that this piece of statue from the planet Krypton somehow shot from Krypton, wherever the hell that is, and landed in the sea intact?
There's a large premise that they make you swallow, not even give you one of those really big pills and make you swallow dry.
Or I'm choking on
or
this.
Possibly a big dick.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like. Just give it to you and just swallow this shit. You're like the whole. First off, the Lois Lane Superman Clark Kent relationship and Clark Kent being established is not established by the end of Man of Steel. So when they're swallow this, and you're like, what?
I could have gone for it, but they didn't. Except for that bathtub scene, they had no other chemistry really, and it really they counteract each other because she just keeps going where he is. Or every time she's about to die, he somehow is there, but he's not. He couldn't save anyone in the fire building. But when she gets knocked off the building, he can catch her. He also is too because he knows exactly when she's falling and can save her.
Well, he has superhero. Come on.
But he can't save his goddamn mom when she gets kidnapped.
Oh no!
Or knows where she is. Yeah. What is it? A fucking soundproof room that Superman can't hear?
Yeah,
no! I'm like. Okay, so he saved her from falling off a building and he was 5,000 miles away, but he couldn't save his mom.
Yeah, and literally 5,000 miles away.
It didn't make any sense to me. And so that was the motivation for this Batman versus Superman fight, was that Lex Luthor had his mom and was going to kill her in 60 minutes.
We have to swallow that he flew from Metropolis to Africa in 3 seconds to save her.
Yeah.
Because unless he was just on the way when she first got taken prisoner.
It happened to be a happy coincidence.
Yeah. I was just on the way here anyway.
And you're like, ah!
Yeah. Like he's like, I'm going to kill you now. I'm cocking the gun, and then he flies in. I'm like,
okay. So now the premise for this Batman vs Superman, the main premise of this supposedly movie is that these two are gonna fight. So Superman's mother, Martha Kent, is kidnapped. We're gonna get back to that because I never realized this. I never thought about this. That both Batman and Superman's mother's names are Martha. I never thought about that until it happened. I never thought about it.
This actually gave me a little bump in the score because I was like, okay, this is kind of a smart thing.
It wasn't though. We'll get into this. We'll get there. Okay, so let me get there. Okay, so he pushes her off and he catches her and he comes up and he's like, I'm gonna kick your ass. She's like, no, you're not. Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. Because I have your mom, and if you don't kick Batman's ass, because I know exactly what
the bat. He kept calling the bat. If you don't kill the bat,
it's like the god versus the man.
The man doesn't kill God. The devil will do it.
First of all, he has to assume that this lucky coincidence has got Batman to go to the bat signal, and that's where he's going to be. Also, Gotham, 4 miles away.
Well, also, right off the premise you have to swallow, too, is that Lex Luthor's the only person that knows his secret identity. Because he does, because he kidnapped both his love and his mom.
So, okay.
He's the only person that knows.
So, okay, he's like, you got, 30 minutes or 60 minutes to kill the Batman, and then I'll save your mom. Which, I don't, why? You want Superman to die, kill Superman.
What is your end game?
That would have made more sense.
What's your end game?
If you're you gotta kill yourself or I'll kill your mom or something. That would have made more sense. So now, then Superman's going over, but now Batman's all crazy up on his weird dreams. Like, I'm gonna kick your ass, kill you. I'm gonna kill you. He's like, okay.
So Batman decides he has a finite amount of kryptonite. He has to make a spear
and these gas
pellets.
And then also he's also set up a machine gun,
gas grenades.
Machine gun, which is useless.
Which he uses 6 machine guns, which is just a waste of the Wayne Foundation money.
And you're wasting bullets. You're wasting the guns.
It's a waste of that.
There's
money.
Nothing that was going to do to him.
Wayne Tech should have been just don't they should have
an audit. Yeah,
just somebody come in and be
an audit. Yeah, somebody audit you.
You should not do this. I recommend Morgan Freeman.
I'm in this movie too. Lucius Fox.
Yeah, you should not do this. You're wasting a lot of bullets.
So this fight that is this is supposed to be the whole movie basically. We're assuming we get into this. It's about 10 minutes long. Doesn't really make any sense why they're fighting. Basically, they're fighting because Batman did not listen to Superman, and then Batman is kind of kicking his ass. But he goes, "We got this. I got this. They got Martha." Okay, what son calls their mom by their first name? That's Mary Lee. I love you, Mary Lee. No. Doesn't, no.
But my mom's named Mary Lee too.
And then, so what Batman focuses on is the name Martha. Not that any of this is happening, or maybe I should stop.
Because by the way, his mother, who was killed over 30 years ago at this point, probably 40 years ago.
30 years ago.
Almost 40 years ago.
I think he's supposed to be about 40. He's supposed to be about 40.
Still.
But 30 years ago.
Fuck. That he's talking about his mother.
Okay. And so then he's like, what did you say? He keeps going in. And then somehow Lois, who's not there.
This is what made me mad.
Not there. And this is another thing. This is the Bruce Wayne thing.
Not there.
Not even close. Goes, that's his mother. She just shows up and knows what they're talking about.
And the worst part of that portion of the scene was that they showed her somewhere else after he said Martha, well, what'd you say, Martha? And he didn't say Martha again. And then
he didn't say Martha again.
She came in and said, oh, his mother's name is Martha. So either she is clairvoyant or has super hearing, or she just randomly said something. Problematic. At the very least, and also awesome maybe if she is clairvoyant. That's cool.
Yeah, but they should at least give her a cool superpower, and maybe in the next movie she's part of the Justice League. I don't know.
I'm down.
She's the Jean Grey. She's the Jean Grey of the Justice League.
Yeah, that's obviously
she got red hair. But
yeah, red hair.
It was, and then so then Doomsday. Doomsday. First of all, Lex has this spaceship, which I'm cool with. I'm cool with Lex having this technology.
Well, I guess it was established.
But then there's this regeneration pit, moat, bog thing like a Lazarus pit. That's what it basically was.
version.
But okay, so he throws Michael Shannon Zod in there, and then he puts his blood in there, and then they're like, "Hey, by the way, if you do this, it's gonna cause an abomination." He's like, "I don't care."
And so, which, by the way, who said that this was anything?
Yeah, and okay, so you're saying he shouldn't do this? Then don't let him do it.
Like this would be like me like throwing this beer bottle and then pissing in a pot and then be like, "This makes cookies." Like, there's no reason for it.
Yeah.
This makes no sense. It makes 0 sense.
It makes Grammy's peach tea. That's what it makes.
Grammy's peach tea.
So, anyway, this is what makes Doomsday, who looks like Clayface when he first comes out. Now, what they did do right was they got his powers correct. From what I remember from the comics, he had the super strength, he had the bones, and he also regenerated. He got more powerful when he got
and he also does
power,
like
energy
weird
blast.
red EMPs.
Well, he got energy. No. He took energy blasts in.
Yeah.
Now the EMP thing, I don't get what was going on with that, but I don't think they knew what was going on with that. And then, okay, so then they go
and just destroying Gotham, just like marauding through Gotham.
Yeah, it's even worse than the Superman cards. So they finally go into space. I'm like, oh, finally. And then they said, we're going to shoot a nuclear missile at these two tiny objects in space. And this is going to work. So, of course, it does not work correctly. Somehow they hit them. How? They're moving.
Well, the best part too is
they're moving tiny objects.
The best part too is that scene shows Superman like looking back, like, "Hey, there's another come up in there."
Okay. And he's the one who got hit by it. Like, Doomsday was fine. He was like dead, except for then the sun comes around the corner, killing me. I'm like dying on the inside when it's happening. I'm like, and finally, like Wonder Woman shows up. Luckily, this ray of light in this dark, cruel movie. This like dark and sad. I want to slip my wrists at this point, and then that music comes on. I'm like, okay, I can deal with this a little bit. And Batman is trying, but I love that. I love that part too, where he's useless. Like, he's basically, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
So he's just like hiding behind stuff. He's like, I can't do anything.
I have a batarang.
Like, this guy is a murder machine.
Like this thing?
And I am a human who's made of flesh.
He literally explodes like the best bomb that we have out there that's not nuclear. You know, and literally just taking out blocks of Gotham as he explodes.
Yeah.
And luckily they like land him in like the middle of some kind of warehouse district that is abandoned, I guess.
There's thousands of people dead still.
Yeah. And there's still a lot of people dead.
Even if it's an abandoned district, there's people there. They're dead.
Homeless
people dead.
They're homeless, they don't count.
Yeah, there's people that are dead. There's criminals probably, they're dead.
Yeah, I just like Batman is just it's completely useless during that scene.
And he's just like hiding behind stuff like
until he gets this cool kryptonite canister gun out.
So then this stupid spear, Lois finds it and throws it into this temporary water pit. It looks like a pool. First of all, it's like greenish, like not even green. It's like a bluish water. It looks like it's chlorophyll
in the middle of the church.
It looks like it looks like it's got chlorine in it.
Like, is it a church?
Like, I'm like, is this a swimming pool? Is this like a baptismal?
Yeah, like that's what I thought too. Originally, I was like, is this like some kind of
because it was clean. It was not dirty at all. Like it was clear. So she throws this thing in there. Superman's gonna be safe. And then so then she starts drowning because she's an idiot and she's useless. And she flew over in a fucking helicopter to ruin her life. I don't know. Like, there's no point in her coming over here.
I thought, like, is she gonna report on something?
I guess she saved Batman or Superman from killing Batman.
Also,
with her clairvoyance,
she has super strength, low level at least. Like, she pulled a
230-pound man.
And it's shown that Superman actually weighs much because of his dense bones.
Yeah,
he weighs much more than that.
By the way, just that he can never be on top. He would kill her.
Yeah.
Okay. But so then, so he goes down to save her, and then the spear's down there. So he's like, "Oh, I'm also dying," because
she wasn't in there at the time. Like he got her
out, but then he was like, "I'm still in here."
The spear. He's like, "I'll go get the spear." He gets the spear. He basically is so drained that he is drowning.
So she gets him out. Then somehow they get the spear out, and he decides instead of like going, "Hey Wonder Woman, you should grab the spear and stab him with it," or "Hey Batman, you should also grab the spear and stab him with it."
Anyone else that's not me, that's not allergic to kryptonite.
I guess it's the biggest spoiler, but we're doing the spoilers anyway. So then he goes, "I'm gonna fly into him and kill him." So he's just flying, and I'm a fan of
conservatively, he flies for a minute straight.
I'm a fan of the death of Superman, but now he's got this kryptonite thing right next to him. It's glowing in his face. Green on his face, and he's just flying towards him, still got enough power somehow to fly to him, even though he almost drowned.
Yeah, even though just like the 15
just a minute
seconds
ago.
it took him
and he breathed in all that stuff from before, so that stuff is still technically being in his body. He's still kryptonite in there, so he'd be weaker. And he flies into him and can stab this thing into him, and then push it in far enough to kill him.
But wait, he doesn't just push it into him. He stabs him with it, sits there for like a good 2 minutes, gets stabbed himself, and then stabs him and kills him. I'm like, just keep pushing. Like, you literally flew a minute to get to him. Just like a second more.
He was so weak.
You could have beat him.
He was so weak. That's why.
You could have beat him in like a second more. Like, it
Fuck
didn't even
you.
take him a second.
That's what I said at the end of that. I was like, fuck you. And there's a lot of the motivations, a lot of these motivations behind it, I get. But the avenue to get there was so poor. Like, I feel like he didn't have anyone. He was like the Donald Trump of making movies at this point. Like, he's like, whatever I want, I do. And like, nobody's like, yeah, you're good, you're great, man. And they just let him do whatever he wanted to. They just let him do what he wanted to, and it was terrible at the end. Like, I was like, oh. And then, okay, so then he's in a casket, they're burying him. But right at the end, stuff starts lifting up a little bit. He's still alive. Fuck you. First of all, how is he still alive? He died. Okay, he's dead. They had enough time to bury him. Man, there's no fucking sun.
Superman is immortal.
Unless there's a yellow sun in his casket, he's still dead. Okay, it's like a vampire. Okay, unless they take the stake out of his heart, he's dead. He's dead in there.
I also like how they somehow duped everyone in the world to like think, because like, oh, Superman is having his casket buried, but Clark Kent is in this, so Superman's really in this casket.
Clark Kent's also dead somehow.
So he died in this. Did you just like tell state officials that there's no body in the casket they made for him? Because he's literally getting like a hero's military burial. Like,
yeah, they got the flag and it's in Arlington, I think.
Yeah, like if they would have just shown like Arlington Cemetery, would have been like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, and the only slightly saving grace at the end was Batman and Wonder Woman talking, which, by the way, they had the chemistry. I want them to get together.
Actually, in the comics, they have been together.
I hope they kind of get together in the Justice League, because I kind of like them together. I thought they had a really good chemistry when they were doing the dancing part, even though she caught him being a detective. Awful. But then he's like, oh, maybe we should put them together, because they've already seen these stupid files that were like little dumb YouTube clips of them doing stuff. Which I was like
that. Like I said,
the only thing worse than that was the Jolly Rancher placement.
The cameos were so ham-fisted.
Like they're like, Aquaman's gonna be in this movie. Yeah, he was in it in a stupid video clip.
Yeah, and
Flash can be in this movie.
But by the way, like there's like a submersible 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea or whatever. They find Aquaman. He's like, oh, what's going on here? Man. He basically like does like a little like scene for them, and then swims away at the speed of sound.
Like, and then he knocks the camera, breaks it, or knocks it away or something. They get the camera side, they get the footage, but then he like shoots away. I'm like,
so we're positing that Aquaman has never seen any or heard of any type of camera before, and also, finds someone intruding on his kingdom and just is like, I'll break your instrument and then fly away at the speed, or swim away at the speed of sound. And that's it. That's full stop.
In a nutshell.
Also, he's just out swimming in like a reef somewhere.
And then so they got that. All right.
It's like they saw no other mermen.
The Flash, they had the camera where they showed him saving, and then the weird Flashpoint thing that happened, and then Cyborg.
Let's talk about Cyborg.
Probably the worst of all of them, maybe.
So they obviously don't have someone cast for Vic Stone yet, because they just showed like the worst looking CG thing ever.
And they had that one dude you've seen and stuff.
But
I think he might even have been the voice of Cyborg in like a cartoon or something.
No, that's Vic Stone's. That guy's playing Vic Stone's father.
Yeah, but that guy I think he might have been the voice of. He might have been the voice of like in the more like Lego Cyborg or something.
Sure.
I feel like I've seen him in a ton of stuff before that.
Why not? But still, like in the background is this, like a half of a person
is like, I've tried everything and I can't get it to work. And then like
the worst CG you've ever seen.
And then it was really bad. It was worse than Doomsday.
Really bad.
And then the Mother Cube, which is an actual part of Cyborg lore, just is there.
It's New Gods
technology. It's just there.
Basically, it's New Gods technology.
But it's just there. Like, there's one last thing I could try. It's there.
It's a mother box.
Okay, but either way,
it's a complete ripoff of the Cosmic Cube.
Stupid. It doesn't make any sense. And then, like, why am I going to care about this guy? I don't care about him at all. You know, I care less about him than I do about Aquaman's stupid thing and the Flash's stupid thing because he's not Grant Gustin. You heard me, Zack Snyder, you asshole.
Ezra Miller. Whatever.
I'm emo and I have a man bun. Get out of here.
I did like his cool armor, though, in that one scene.
Yeah, except it didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense.
This is Battle Gear, man.
Like, Steampunk Batman didn't make any sense either, but I was like...
He's got to hide himself in the trench.
I did like that he punched through his heart, though. Yeah. It's like, that's what evil Superman would do.
Sadness,
punch through your heart.
Swallow sadness.
It's like, oh, you want to live? Nope, you're dead. Because I just punched through your heart.
Yeah, see, like that vision, that dream/vision happened, and then the Flash showed up after he woke up and said, "Oh, you were right the whole time." So, like, setting up Justice League, like completely setting up Justice League to give him this knowledge so that he can be a better detective. Maybe, I don't know. I'm done with this.
I've said just about everything, but really, what really took me out of it was, first of all, the Ex Machina spots, which everything was Ex Machina. Everything was like, oh, this guy just happens to be here. Oh, this person just happens to be here to save the day. Oh, Bruce Wayne just happens to be here, and then the guy somehow sees him.
His mother's name is Martha.
Yeah, like,
where did you come from?
Everything was Ex Machina. It was like, okay, I get how Superman could do this, but you didn't set it up correctly at all, and you made it look stupid and just not good. Like, I blame it on Zack Snyder. I don't blame it on Ben Affleck at all. I don't blame it on Henry Cavill at all. Although Henry Cavill,
in your review, you said like it.
So I did, and I liked Ben Affleck. That's really I liked the fight scene. The second fight scene was great, and even though the car scene was stupid, I thought it was cool looking. You know, a lot of the CGI I thought was cool looking, and there's just so much they could have done better. You know, and it hurts my heart because I really want to see this second now Superman movie, which the first one, even though we said it was great, we've gone back and watched it. It's slowed down to It's going down to
we just were waiting for a better Superman movie. We got a better Superman movie. It just wasn't.
I don't know. I almost sometimes feel Brandon Routh might have been a better Superman at this point. It was killing me.
Shots fired.
Dean Cain, maybe. Dean Cain. Anyone?
Dean Cain said the movie was too long.
Yeah, he said he fell asleep during it. You know, I wanted to see what they're gonna do, but I'm cautiously. Maybe even cautiously pessimistic at this point because
I actually want to see Suicide Squad less because of this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
I was like, this is what you're gonna do.
And the little hint they had to the Joker, I didn't care about it. I was like, it didn't make any sense. And then they kind of made it like the things you thought might have been part of the Joker, like, oh no, Lex did that. Nope, fuck you. Doesn't make any sense. Lex doesn't care about Batman.
Man, he's Alex
about Gotham City.
Alex
Get out of here.
He's younger. He's a junior.
That's what you got.
He's a junior.
My spoiler review, I might give it a 4 thumbs down.
Boom. Guys, we're out of here. We can't say any more about this.
I gotta pee. All right.